Thanks for your time. What do you think about the tournament, Bit Madness in general? How the matchups go? What were your thoughts?
As it goes every year, it's a really hard fought tournament. I mean, you see a lot of good teams go in, you see a lot of teams exit maybe too early.
There's a lot of good matchups. You know, people are going to talk about the seeding. They're going to talk about some of the upsets.
Honestly, it was kind of bullshit. I don't like how it turned out. Thought a lot of good teams went down that shouldn't have, and don't really like how it turned out.
It was one of the strongest fields we've ever had, and we owe that all to the fans and the listeners out there who supported this tournament, especially through the ongoing global pandemic. It's been hard on everybody, and we truly had a stacked field this year. So it was harder than ever to make some of the decisions that we had to make.
How do you feel about the seeds when it came to this year's Bit Madness? There's a lot of controversy surrounding that.
You know, I've seen a lot of people talking about the seeding, and it is what it is. You can't let that bother you. You can't go into a matchup, worried about the seeding.
There's a lot of talk about the seedings. I think that there's, people are always going to have their gripes. People are always going to have their opinions on it.
At the end of the day, the seeding doesn't matter that much to me. You got matchups. You got to go out there and compete, and that shouldn't matter who's across from you. Really, you got to just play your game, do your best, and if you're good enough, you're going to advance. That's so seedings to me don't matter.
To people that thought they deserved a higher seed, I think all I can say is that they just need to be better next season. And to those that were top seeds, they're going to have to fight even harder next season in order to make sure that they're still a top dog.
Do you think there was any glaring omissions from the tournament this year?
You tell me.
There were a lot of omissions, if I'm being honest. I think the selection committee this year was pretty hasty in their decisions. I think they forgot some big hitters.
I thought Klein had a decent year.
As far as intern Klein goes, he's always going to be vying for a spot. Whether or not he had a strong enough resume this year, that's to be decided.
This isn't the Klein of 2019. The 2021 Klein, he hasn't really been bringing it. It's just a different competitor, really.
Some other ones that were omitted, it's hard to say. That's been a staple since day one. They've had some trouble over on their end. I don't want to speak about that. I don't speak on other people's issues within the organization, so I don't think that's fair.
I thought Flounder had a strong year.
Flounder, the dude wore a tracksuit, went into an Italian restaurant, some strip center in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and absolutely put on a show. What more do you have to do? He got jobbed, unfortunately.
I thought that was enough to get him in, honestly. But again, it's not for me to decide. It is what it is.
But he can always put together a nice resume for next year, and hopefully he comes back and gets represented in the tournament. So.
Big first round upset. We had a 16 seed Dylan getting COVID tested in a dumpster, defeating Dylan's broken phone. What are your thoughts on that?
Anytime that you have a number 1 seed go down to a number 16 seed, there's going to be talk about it.
I thought Dylan getting a COVID test in a dumpster was a pretty strong bit. I thought I had a great year.
Yeah, that's a big time upset, right? To be clear, it wasn't a dumpster. People think it was a dumpster. It wasn't a dumpster. It was a storage container. Really, there's a guy in there with, it was a storage container. I wouldn't get tested for COVID in a dumpster.
At the end of the day, Dylan got a COVID test inside of a dumpster, and it's a strong bit, and I thought it played out the way it should have. Anybody else?
Story of the tournament, Cinderella story. The 7 seed, as it's the only way she could eat fajitas, making a run all the way to the Final Four. Just talk a little bit about that, and how impressed you were by that bit's run.
As it's the only way she can eat fajitas. Man, that's a funny bit. The thing about that is, it's really the only way she can eat fajitas if you think about it. Without cheese, she absolutely can't do it, and that's funny to me.
I thought as it's the only way she can eat fajitas. I thought they were, for me and my personal proprietary in-house bracket, they were the 1 seed. And, y'all were there. Y'all saw it. Y'all heard it. I picked them, and they didn't end up winning. Okay.
Unfortunately, ran into Welcome to Wilmons, which, as you all know by now, I voted for that to win the whole damn thing. So, just ran into a buzzsaw.
We knew that there was a very good possibility that as she can eat fajitas, as it's the only way she can eat fajitas. I'm sorry. I don't want to disrespect their camp. But, they were always going to have a good run.
It's just tough. You laugh at a bit for an entire year, You do tweets about it. They do numbers. You put in the work.
Welcome to Wilmons. You know, it's more than just a restaurant. It's a mentality. It's a kitchen in a way, kind of. Do they serve fajitas there? Yes, on fajita night they do serve fajitas there.
And she'll be around for a while. Yes, we'll look for her in 2022.
We had a emotional matchup with Rhodes going against Spooky Season, kind of a big matchup for the Ruff household. What do you think about that?
Spooky Season Rhodes was a tough one. You know, you never want to see someone within our organization having to choose between two of their children.
It was tough. You never want to see two things that you love go against each other.
I think it's actually one of the first time that we've seen siblings go up against each other in this manner, which was actually pretty cool. But, you know, once you get out there and you actually start battling it out, you know, the emotions go out the door.
Spooky Season, as we know, it's an all-timer. I love Spooky Season so much. Best time of year.
Rhodes he's still new to the game. He's kind of in his rookie season. Whereas, you know, Spooky Season, they're in year 2. You know, we were expecting a sophomore slump from them, but at the end of the day, you know, they showed why they made it to the big show in the first place.
Look, he's a nice kid. I get it. Kind of overrated a little bit. Dude can't even talk. So how cool can he really be? Plus, is a child even a bit? It's a human being. It's Dave's son.
Yeah, I definitely paid the price for my vote when I got home. But I mean, all's good. But it's Spooky Season is arguably a movement. So
Major championship game here. The number 1 seed, Welcome to Wilmons, gets defeated by the number 2 seed, El Glizadente. Just talking about the game there, what did you think about that matchup?
For me, this was a, you know, incredibly personal matchup. You know, I have a thriving business, not on paper, but, you know, just in terms of, you know, the general sentiment towards it. And I was hopeful that it would make a good run into the tournament, and sure enough, they did. Unfortunately, we employ a hot dog.
Yeah, that was bullshit, if you ask me. Pardon my language. Find me if you have to, but that was bullshit.
a 1 versus a 2, you can't be mad about that.
Again, total bullshit. Like I said, I hate everything about it. Welcome to Wilmons. Again, shouts to Barry Rigby. He's the man. Check him out on Spotify. Barry Rigby put together just an absolute heater. Welcome to Wilmons.
Look, Welcome to Wilmons it's a great bit. It's song slaps. You know, it easily could have gone the other way.
On the other hand, we have El Glizadente, right? Which just not funny. Just not a funny bit whatsoever. There's nothing funny about it.
You know, I might not agree with how it went, but at the same time, it was a difficult matchup for everybody. And at the end of the day, you know, you have to go with the team that has the longevity, you know, that has the legitimacy behind it.
It's pretty impressive. It's crazy. I mean, we've got Wilmons tees. I don't think we have a Glizadente tee. Not yet.
Wilmons, Welcome to Wilmons got jobbed. Barry Rigby, I'm sorry, man. I fought hard for you. As you know, I know you listened. I fought real hard for you. I try to flip the other guys.
I don't think Dylan voted for El Glizadente. You'll have to talk to him about why.
And my theory is that Will and Dave, they're just sticking it to me. You know, they're just sticking it to me. They don't want. They're trying to piss me off a little bit. El Glizadente, again, not funny. Just not funny at all. I'm a human being, as you can see.
At the end of the day, El Glizadente just got hot at the right time. You know, you could say it jumped right off the grill, right into the bit tournament.
Everyone deserves better here. And hopefully 2022, it's a different outcome. So that's all we can do. We can go back to the drawing board and just try to do better. So thank you.
It's worth discussing El Glizadente's road to the championship. In the first round matchup, defeated number 15 Shark Week, then went through number 10, making fun of Randy off mic. Number 3 Shackett, which people were saying was an upset. And number 4 Podcast Week was also defeated before going into Spooky Season, and then ultimately taking down Welcome to Wilmons.
I forgot it took down Podcast Week, which is crazy because it took down Podcast Week in Podcast Week, which I don't think anybody saw that coming.
El Glizadente had one of the most difficult runs that you could have in this tournament.
Yeah, you can tell even from round 1. always in hot water, never an easy game.
That's an impressive run. I'm not gonna lie. El Gliz, as I like to call it, some powerhouse teams that put away there. Shaq It, making fun of Randy without a mic. That's a great bit that doesn't get enough love.
I mean, the names you just ran off, like, I mean, it's just some crazy bits that it beat, and hard to argue, hard to say that it's not one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, so ever since winning the championship, people have been coming up to me and saying, "El Glizadente, you're the best bit. How does it feel?" And I like to tell them, like, "Oh, I still feel like I'm the worst bit." All joking aside, though, it's a great honor to be crowned the champion. It still feels kind of surreal at the moment.
I don't get it. I think if you check the tape here, pull the tape, you will see that I voted down El Glizadente. In other words, I voted against El Glizadente every round of this ridiculous tournament.
It honestly kind of felt like a game of catch up at some points. We always knew that we were going to have one vote against us.
For me to vote against it every round, that means these two assholes, aka Dave and Will, voted for it every single round.
I've been looking at the message boards, I've been seeing the tweets, and I've been getting grilled online. But here's the thing. It easily could have gone the other way. There was no collusion. It was a clean matchup.
It's not a good look for our business, for our company, for our podcast, and for all the backers out there. I'm just over it, okay? Okay.
At the end of the day, it shook out the way that I think everyone saw it shaking out.
And the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, like, if you look at the engagement on Twitter, it's doing numbers. The memes, it's doing a lot of memes. People are DMing me videos that I'm not even asking for.
I have no issue, anointing them the rightful champion. And at the end of the day, I think we're all pretty happy, that we have the opportunity to see greatness unfolding in front of us.
I guess you kind of have to respect it at the end of the day, but it's still just what a joke this has been. My God.
It's a true honor to be not only chosen to be among Goliaths in a comedy world, but to be crowned the champion is just it's beyond words. So thank you. Can't stress that enough.
Anything else? Okay, thanks.
No more questions? All right. Thanks, everybody.
Is that it? We done? All right. Thanks, guys.